guys, let's get cracking. So the first thing we need to concentrate on is the base. Normal digestive biscuits, about 175 grams, which is, you know, just over half of a long digestive biscuits pack. I'm going to put all these biscuits in this bag. And this is the fun bit. This is the bit where your kids can get involved, have a little bit of fun. It might split, so it might get a little bit messy, I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm just going to tie it up, get the air out of it, otherwise the bag will split. And literally just crush it up with your hands. You want to try and get the crumbs as small as you can. Obviously you're not going to be able to do that with your hands. So that is where this comes in. So I open it up and I'm going to lie it down flat. What I'm going to do is we're going to roll it over. Try and get them as small as you can. Right, so these are nearly done. Next thing I'm going to do is get 90 grams of butter. I use salted butter. You can use unsalted butter. It's completely up to you. Put it in a hole. It doesn't really matter. And we just put that on a low heat. While that's melting down, I'll just give this a little bit more of a crushing. You don't want the butter to start bubbling. And then the only other thing to go into the base is 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, which is what I've got here. Got my bowl, got my sugar. Pour this into this container. Perfect. Get your brown sugar in there. 2 tablespoons of that. And this butter is nearly done. Turn it off the heat. And all you do is just pour it into this glass bowl. Perfect. And we're just going to mix it all together. So I've just got a spoon. I'm just going to sit there and mix it all together. And this is all that needs to happen for the base of the cheesecake. So once you empty it from the glass jar, you want to empty it into the cake tin, and you want it to look something like that. Nice and even, nice and flat, ready for the mixture to go on top. So what we'll do now is we'll just put it to one side. Now I've got some mixture here of cream cheese and caster sugar, which I made a little bit earlier. It's 370 grams of cream cheese, and I believe it's 125 grams of caster sugar. So just mix it all together. It's a bit boring, this is why I did it earlier. You don't want to over mix it, just give it a good mix with a wooden spoon. Got a couple of eggs, crack these eggs. 1, 2. And we'll just whisk these up. Once these are all beaten, put that in there. Here we go. And mix this up again until it's smooth. Just blending all the flavours in together. Next up, got some lemon juice. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm going to put a little bit more in, but it's up to you. Give it another little stir. And then the last ingredient is the best ingredient. Vanilla extract. I love this stuff. That'll do. You only want a little bit of drizzle of this. This is really, really strong as it's an extract. Probably a teaspoon at the very most. Make sure you get it all down from the sides. As much of the mixture as you can. Still some lumps in there, so just trying to get them out. I mean, you can use a whisk, but what they say is if you over whisk a cheesecake, the mixture, and you take all the air out of it, and it doesn't cook properly. So it's always best to just use a wooden spoon. I'm not an expert. This is just what I've read, obviously. That's done. We get the base tin. We're going to pour this on top. Nice and even. Use a wooden spoon to spread it out. Spread it out to the sides as much as you can. Perfect. Now, before you start doing that mixture, put your oven on 180, and I think it's about gas mark 4 or 5, depending on how strong your oven is. I put mine on 5 because it's quite an old oven. So I'm just going to put this in the oven now. 25-30 minutes. Right, so that's half an hour done. So I'm going to open the oven, have a little look at the cheesecake. Looks like. No, it's absolutely fine. Right, we're going to get that out. Give it a little bit of a wobble. So for this cheesecake, you don't want it to be set the whole way through. You just want to part bake it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to leave this on the side for 15 minutes. We're going to leave it just to cool down. Right guys, so the cheesecake is now cooled. So I've got here, got a knife. I'm going to slowly go around the side of the cheesecake. Just slowly attaching it from the side of the tin. Really careful doing this. Right. Now here's a little trick for you as well. You could be really dodgy and you could lift this from underneath, but you risk it all going on the floor. So, got myself a little colander here. Gonna whack it on top of there. Press down. Slowly releases. There you go. There's your cheesecake. Pop it back on the tray. And it's now ready to be decorated. Now for the fun stuff. We're going to start decorating. Now, I've bought all my fruit from our local supplier down the road. And I think it's really important that we start supporting the local shops at the moment as they're all struggling. So I've got some lovely sliced kiwi here, strawberries and some raspberries. First things first, I've got some raspberry Kool-Aid. So I'm going to go a little bit Ainsley out here, get a big spoonful, I'll raise it up high, and I'm just going to dribble it. Drizzle it all over. Perfect. Now, I'm going to go round the sides with the kiwi. Okay. I'm going to whack one big one in the middle. Now some strawberries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're just going to scatter some of these raspberries around as well. And there you have it. Going to put it in the fridge to set now, overnight. They say 6 hours. I'll probably leave it overnight. And it's ready to be eaten.